Hello there and welcome. It's 6 o'clock and we love it at 6 o'clock because it's got a brand new one-day special. This is a cork. We can't even fit it all on your screen. There is that much within this bundle. It's a huge one. And you've got a big saving, as you can see on your screen. But if you think that's a good saving, you wait until I explain to you what the real saving is. If you're a Freedom member, you can see you've got a discounted price straight away on your screen there. It's looking like a better than half price deal, or thereabouts, but it is. And I will explain more in a moment. But I have some housekeeping to do first. I'm not here by myself. Got the lovely Karen with me. How you doing, darling?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. And I'm going to say, you do realise that with a mini one-day special, you've got a lot to cram in with all of this gorgeousness that you bought.
Well, I've had a lot to cram in car. I thought I was moving. It took me 4 hours to fill the car because there's so much there. Yeah, definitely. I even had to get help from Jacob. You know, please help.
I love it. She'll have to get a bigger car. Now, with this deal, you have got kind of broken down into little segments. So, kind of got what we call a triple collection, which gives you an idea that it's kind of got 3 little parts. So let me introduce you to the different segments. So first one, you've got your daisies and your critters. So you can see those beautiful large daisies. Now they could be daisies, they could be gerberas or gerberas, depends on how you want to pronounce them. They can be fantasy flowers because you are the designer, you decide how you're going to work with these. Then you've got your critters, and of course you've got fabulous butterflies featuring there, which are very, very useful to have. Then the next one that we've got here, you've got some very large stamps and very large dies. So these ones are your garden creatures, and you've got some fabulous stencils working alongside them as well, which are going to be incredibly useful. So you're going to get those in this bundle as well. Then the third and final segment of this one-day special is a huge segment, and this is where you've kind of got the marriage of stamps alongside dies. Incredible detail with those stamps as well. Very much kind of a hand-drawn element to them, and absolutely incredible detail. But because there's a lot of detail, sometimes they can be a bit tricky to cut out. Well, not when you've got dies that are marrying up alongside them to make it so easy. So bam, 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 3 different segments within your one-day special. You can see there you've got a saving on your screen, but that is in addition to the individual savings. So let me take you through them. You are saving across all of those one-day specials £45. So we're taking each of those different savings, bundling them all together. It comes to a £45 saving. Then you've got an additional saving. So let's start at the beginning. If you're not a Freedom member, then you're going to get that £45 saving. But in addition, you are going to get an extra £75 saving. Whoa. Yeah, you heard me right. Now, it's not often we get the opportunity to tell you getting a £45 saving with a one-day special, let alone a £75 saving. But the fact that you've got both of those together actually means that you are saving a whopping great £120 with this. And that is if you're not a Freedom member. But Freedom members, you know what's going to happen next. You are getting an additional 10% discount with this one, meaning that you are going to get that additional £84.98 on top of that £45 saving that I told you. It means that you are saving, wait for this, £129.99. Wow. That is what you call a saving, isn't it? And that is why that price on your screen is such an incredible one. And you are getting so much within here. All the stamps, all the dies, all the stencils, and they're all kind of around very familiar themed elements. So if you are a new crafter, then you can't go far wrong than going for this bundle and finding yourself, covering yourself for all sorts of eventualities. And that's the key thing, the outside, flowers, gardening. So many of us love it.
Oh, definitely. Even down to you know, with the creatures, garden creatures, yeah. They're really big enough to be there for children to use as well.
Well, I was looking at some of those, and they are certainly big size dies that you're looking at with these. And I was thinking to myself, do you know what? You could actually cut these out of fabric, I think. If you've got a single layer of fabric, maybe with some stabiliser on the back of it, like some heat and bond or something like that, potentially you could be appliquing these in place if you wanted to. And certainly with the stamps, if you've got some fabric paints, you could be stamping those onto your fabrics and doing a little bit of free motion work with them. So I think there'd be loads of fun.
Making your own faces and everything on them, can't you?
Absolutely beautiful. Now, because you've got so many different elements in here, you can imagine just the quantity of finished samples we've got at the back here. So if you like your florals, then you're going to be able to work with your florals. Your fabulous cards, as you can see there as well. With regards to the fabulous elements that you've got things like your fabulous little ladybirds, as you can see. Absolutely amazing. What about thinking about Father's Day coming up? Going out into Dad's shed, or anybody's shed to be honest. You've got all the stamps and the dies that are going to allow you to actually add all those different elements, as you can see there. Absolutely amazing. And if you're working with things like your MDF, then you can be making some really fabulous home decor projects. Simple little flowers, simple little phrases. Really is a lovely bundle. Isn't it, Karen?
A
I love
massive
it.
bundle. You wouldn't know where to... Well, that sounds negative, but you wouldn't... You'd have a lot of fun. You'd be able to start and it would keep you going for
This is it, and I think that's the part of it.
And months.
Exactly, and they're classic styles. I think this is the thing that you've got with these. They're things that we're going to love over and over again. The garden elements, absolutely amazing. The detail that you've got with these, absolutely phenomenal. And whether it isn't a case that you're making your cards or you're making your journals, then you have got the ability to use all of those different elements in so many different ways. You can see you've got that fabulous wreath there, popping a little sentiment in the middle, absolutely beautiful. But then you've got the illustrations of the flowers around the edges there, almost making your own papers with regards to these. Team them up with other things that you've got, or things that you've got within this set, because of course you are getting some stencils within the set. Gives you the ability to build up your background. Then you've got your foreground that you can use your stamps, you can use all those different elements that you've got in here, and you can have so much fun with this. I must admit, this is one of my favourites, and I didn't notice the lettering tucked away in this one, Karen, before.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Those are the gardening memories. That's actually Nikki. You know Nikki Hartley?
Oh, yes.
She designed those and drew those when she was with Oakwood.
Yes,
that's her designs.
Oh, there you go, another string to a bow.
Definitely.
Love it.
They're beautiful,
absolutely beautiful. And they're classic styles. This is the thing. I mean, Karen, whether you're crafting with this at the moment you receive them or picking them up and crafting with them in 5, 10, 15 years, it doesn't matter. They are classic styles.
They're classic styles. The Daisies are a very, very recent one, and the butterfly, the Ladybird and the Snail is part of the new range that I've spoke with the graphic designer and got designed. Yeah, but the original one, the Garden Memories. Now I'm bringing in 2 different cards here. Now both Sam and Cheryl have chosen the same stamp to work with, but how amazingly different are those? Yes, definitely. It's what you put them with. It's like you having more time, you could stamp them onto some calico and embroider those.
Nice,
they would look absolutely gorgeous embroidered.
And this is a clever one. Again, the same stamp being used, but have a little look around the parameter. You've got a background that's been created, utilising those as well. Or maybe you're going to be using the dies. Because don't forget, you've got your dies, you've got your stamps, you've got your stencils in here. You have got a bumper bundle. Now, if you have just joined us, your one-day special is an amazing deal. It's always an amazing deal. It's launched at 6 o'clock and, of course, runs for a period of 24 hours. And that's exactly what we've got here. Whole host of stamps and dies. We've got stencils with these as well. You have got a huge bumper bundle. There is so much content in here. You are going to have absolutely loads of fun with regards to these ones. Absolutely beautiful. Now, if you have invested in any of these before, because I know some of the elements we have seen before, then do get involved. Do let me see what you've been creating with these. You know how you can get in touch. It's studio@thecraftstore.com, and let me know what you've experienced from Oakwood as well with regards to their designs, the quality, because there are lots of people watching us who are new to this company and want to get involved but aren't too sure. I mean, this is the thing. Karen, you've been working with Oakwood a little while now, and you love working with them.
He's coming on 12 months now with
really
with
that
Oakwood.
long?
Yes,
my goodness.
At the end of June, it'll be 12 months that I've been with Oakwood, definitely.
My goodness, that's gone quick.
It's like a whirlwind. It doesn't seem 2 minutes since I started, but we're slowly building up the designs. There's a new graphic designer that's come on board, and the designs are. Stuart wants to keep them so they're timeless. They're not one that does.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed. Yeah,
it's timeless that you can use and use again. It was last year when I brought the Garden Memories to air, so it's nearly 6 months since it's been to air, and I just picked it up and it was like, oh wow, because in this industry you're moving on to whatever you're doing. Everything's moving fast.
But sometimes we forget to look back at some of the previous things. Now, can I just draw your attention to the dies that we're looking at? Now, seeing stamps and dies together isn't a new thing. We've seen that quite regularly, but it's not often you will see so many dies working alongside a stamp plate. You might get a die that will cut out the outer largest stamp that you've got. But with these, Karen, I mean, even down to the little tiny bird by the side of the watering can, and the butterflies, the garden tools, you've got dies cutting all of them out.
You've got the dies cutting out. I do believe it's every single stamp.
Wow.
Obviously, I've not had chance to
There's a
double
lot to
check.
count, yeah.
There is a lot to count. If it's not every single stamp, there would only be 1 or 2 stamps missing. But
yeah.
from memory and how I did it, when I did it before, I stamped each individual one out, and I don't remember there not being a die to cut out every stamp.
And you know what, there's something I'm going to say now, it might sound a little bit controversial, but you may have noticed with these, you haven't got a huge amount of sentiments. I don't know if you've got many at all, to be honest, but you know what, we've already got those. We've got loads of happy birthdays, we've got loads of happy anniversaries and all of those different sentiments and phrases that we like to use, which is why I love the fact that Oakwood have concentrated on the content of the drawings and the content of the dies, because they appreciate that we've got other things in our stash that these will work alongside. We are incredibly busy for this one. Details are on your screen there. If you want to get involved, then please do. 332847. Don't forget, you are saving on your 3 different bundles with regards to these, and then of course those savings all carried forward to add on to the savings that you're seeing on your screen. What it does actually mean is that Freedom members are saving £129.99, and is spreading the cost over 3 payments, making it less than £30, £29.55 for your first payment delivered to the door as a Freedom member. My goodness, what's not to love about that? Now, there's other goodies you might like to add into your basket as well. And I know this set, now this is a relatively new one to the range, Karen, if I'm right.
This is one that I designed with the graphic designer. I can't do the drawings, but I can come up with, I can say what I want.
You know what you want, but you can't necessarily draw it.
Yes. So we were conversing over email, over the phone, and sending photographs and things backwards and forwards, and just come up with this, and this was launched on Thursday, so we did actually sell out on Thursday, and it went on to extended. But I asked Stuart, with it being a little mini one-day special, could we have it back? And it's one of those that is going to be so useful to your flower collecting. We've got a range now that starts with a rose, the daisies, and this is the 3rd instalment into it.
Beautiful.
However, the dies on the daisies and on these fuchsias match exactly, so you don't get a white border onto them.
That's good to know.
You get a mat that you're able to place it on, but you don't get any borders. And I know it takes time to practice, but there are different ways you can stamp them, and I will go through those as we're going through the demos.
And I must admit, fuchsia is one of my favourite flowers, and you'll notice with these stamps you've kind of got 3 stamps in a similar sort of shape. Having a look at those leaves, you can see there you've got your solids, you've got one with a little less detail and one with finer detail. Now, is the idea between these that you're kind of multi-stamping them to get that realism?
Yes. So you can multi-stamp them in different, if you are not, if you cannot colour, or you like to do something really quick, you've got all the elements to multi-stamp them, and you get the 3 layers, different colours, and layer them up. But you've also got the outline that you can colour yourself.
Beautiful.
So, but it's not where it's the leaves, the petals, and even down to the stamen are all separate. So it's a build your own colours.
I like that
build
idea,
your own flowers, and then once you've built it up, the die matches it perfectly to cut it out.
I mean, look at this one. This is beautiful. Carolyn, I mean, amazing work there. That looks so realistic. The beautiful fuchsia that you can see there. Of course, the leaves cascading down as well. Beautiful thing about fuchsias is they come in so many different colours, don't they? Loads of combinations.
We were talking about it on Thursday. There's a black one there.
Oh, okay.
And then there's one that's like a pale linen colour with a brownier outside. But yeah, you just search onto you know the web and see what different colours there are.
Come up with some of your own as well. That's the key thing. Now you've got the stencil, obviously giving you the ability that if you wanted to stencil your designs, you can do. And I think this might be the one that you were talking about, the monochromatic look. That is very sophisticated.
Definitely beautiful.
Going along those simple colour tones, what about a bit of craft card as well? That's a nice idea. Like that one. And of course the beauty is with your embossing your stencil, should I say, you can use them like embossing folders. And this particular one, I don't know whether you can see there, but you've actually got the depth and the dimension of that being rolled through a die cutting machine to emboss into the card. And this is another beautiful one with a fabulous little phrasing there. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. I'd pick you, Karen.
Oh, thank you.
I'd pick you in abundance.
Oh, thank you.
Now, the details on the screen. If you're wanting to get hold of this bundle as a Freedom member, you can see you've got a fabulous price on this one. Everybody is saving though, so you're going to be saving at least £10 on this one, bringing it down to £42.96. Or if you are a Freedom member, you're going to be saving that little bit more. 341130 if you're wanting to get hold of that. And incidentally, you can spread the cost of that one over a couple of payments if you're wanting to. Now, this is something that I know you guys are going to love. Now, Craft Treat. Now, I know straight away I'm going to say this because we've already looked into this. We can't get any more stock of this particular one. So that's the first thing that I need to tell you. If you're wanting to get hold of this, then what you need to do is get involved nice and early. I'll show you a couple of examples of how this has been put together. But we've also, I love that, choose from, and then you've got a little blank there. I'll check with Molly on that one in a few moments. But with this one, we've got two different colour options at the front. We're getting both of those, aren't we? Yeah, the only reason I ask is because when it flips around on your screen, it looks like we've got to choose, but I just wanted to make sure. I think it used to be you had to choose one or the other or something like that, but at the moment you are going to get both of those. So you've got your base, which is beautiful, but then you start adding your flowers, you start adding your die cuts, you start adding all of your wonderful papers, and this is the kind of thing that you're going to be able to create. So you've got your opening. Now you have got a little magnet, and your magnet actually comes with this as well, so you haven't got to go finding that. But what this will do, it will open up, and it will further open up to give you all sorts of interest. You've got little pockets that you can put things in. Now I will hasten to add, it doesn't come with the papers that you can see where this has been decorated, but it's giving you it's giving you your base that you can create all of these wonderful pieces that could be photographs, they could be pretty papers that you've got, they could be instructions, they could be recipes, they could be little quotes, words of encouragement, anything that you're wanting you can pop within these, but the base is there for you to work with, and that is the key thing. It makes an absolutely amazing gift, and you're getting two of those, and it's lovely because you can kind of decorate them in whichever way you want. So obviously it's going to come with the packaging, so your packaging will explain exactly what you're going to need to do with this. You've got some little images there that give you some ideas and some instructions, but when you open it up you have got the most incredible amount of detail, full photographs there, almost as if you are looking over the crafter's shoulder to see exactly how this is coming together. So you can see no tricky elements with this, broken down step by step right the way over the page there until you finish making your fabulous little album, as you can see there. I think it's really, really clever. And the other thing is it actually shows you on the back page as well the different sizes of the pieces. So when it comes to actually cutting your cardstock, obviously you can trace around those pieces as you go if you're wanting to, but it does show you how you can actually create those using the dimensions that you need for those individual elements. Really is a clever idea. But this particular one, if you're wanting to get hold of it, it's called your double folio. It's a scrapbook template, and I just think it's such a brilliant idea. It comes with 3 sets of magnets as well. So if you want to make it as it is, you're going to be able to create 2 of those, one in your craft card, one in your black cardstock. But of course, it's down to you. If you start getting creative with it and start splitting it up and making it into different things, then who knows where you will end up with all of that. If you're wanting yours, then 728019, just £13.99. Now, our one-day special, it is such an amazing bumper bundle. It's made up of 3 bundles, bringing all together. So let me show you one segment. Now, this is 1/3 of your one-day special. So in this particular set, you're going to get your 2 dies, you're going to get your 2 stamps, or should I say your 2 die sets, because you're getting lots of dies on there. You're going to get your 2 stamp sets, and you're also going to get your 2 stencils. Now with this one, you've got a £15 saving, which means the price is coming down to 2 flexi buys if you choose to spread the cost of £22.48. Now Garden Memories is another 1/3 of your one-day special, and with this one you've got those beautiful detailed stamps, incredibly detailed. You've got 76 stamps and 66 dies, and they cut the most intricate detail, and you've got a £20 saving with this one. And indeed, if you want to go for either of those 2 bundles that I've just shared with you, you can do, but you will find that there's a bigger saving with a one-day special, which I'll tell you about in a moment. But you're saving £20 with that bundle. Now the 3rd part of those beautiful daisies and the wonderful critters. So it's your daisies with your butterflies and all that detail. This is a nice set because you're getting stamps, you're getting stencils, and you are getting dies, and you are getting a £10 saving. Woo! That's another good saving. saving to be had. Again, you can go for it by itself if you want to, and you will be able to take advantage of that saving, even more so if you're a Freedom member, as you can see there. But those savings that we've just been looking at are all coming together within the one-day special. So if you decide to go for all of these, you will have £45 savings from those 3 bundles that we just spoke of. But what you will get in addition is the saving of the one-day special on your screen. So that means in addition to that saving, you will get either £75, which you can see on the screen there, bringing it down to £99.82p, or if you are a Freedom member, you will get an additional £84.98p, which means as a Freedom member, you're actually saving £129.99. It's not often that we can say that that's the saving that you're getting, is it? Very, very rare indeed. And the fact that you are getting all of that content for less than £90 delivered to your door. But you don't have to pay for it all in one go. You have got your flexi buys on this one, spreading it into 3 payments, which means for that initial payment of just shy of £30, then you will get this delivered to your door for £29.95. But rapidly approaching a quarter of the stock has gone. Now, I will tell you a little sneaky way that you can save yourself an additional £5, because if you shopped with us yesterday, then you will have generated a £5 credit ready for you to use today. Now, if you've not used it already, make that first flexi buy, add something else into your basket and spread the cost to take it that extra 5p over, because what that will mean is you're spending £30 today, which means that £5 credit will kick in. So have a little rummage on the website. Doesn't have to be from this show. Add yourself in some glue, some double-sided tape, whatever you might need, but just make sure that you're making that flexi buy go through £30, and that £5 will come off, and you won't actually be paying that £30. You'll be paying £5 less. So there you go. Details on your screen, 332847. Be aware that a quarter of the stock, well, rapidly approaching a quarter of the stock, should I say, has already sold. Karen, I'm sorry, it took me ages to come over to you. There was so much to deal with.
There's so much to deal with, yes. You can imagine having to sort it all out from home. It's like Jacob said to me, he says, are you going away? I said, I'll be back tomorrow.
Bless you.
He says, well, I'm going to make sure I'm not home so I don't have to empty it, Carl.
So what are you up to there?
So I just thought we'd play a little bit. So I'll show you a stencil and then we'll do something with the garden creatures.
Sounds
if that's
good to
okay. There's nothing planned, because how do you plan everything for when you've got such a big one? Yeah, definitely. So I'm bringing in I've got my magnetic, you know, on my...
Oh, it's on platform.
Yes,
lovely.
I did, yes. I had a big one. I had an A4, a 12x12 one.
Okay.
And then when I saw John's, that's just nice and the right size.
It is, yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, not too cumbersome.
Not too cumbersome, not at all. And I'm going to bring in some little inks, and then we're going to play with the die cutting machine, which is on, definitely. We'll play with some inks, and then I don't think we'll use those. We'll use a bigger one. We're going to try in red greens. Let's have a look. Let's have one of these. We're going to cover a bigger scale. So what I'm actually going to do is just show you how it inks out, and then pop it through, emboss it, and then we'll put. I've got loads cut out, but I'll show you how to stamp them out, to cut them out, and everything else. What have you got there,
Karen? That's a fancy brush.
I think Sweet Poppy had one similar to it.
Nice.
I've seen Sweet Poppy with one similar to it, and I was watching the other day and I thought, I've got one of them.
It reminds you sometimes,
it does remind you what you have. And it just gives I think I'm going to get, you know, when I'm doing stuff like this, I think I'm going to get a much nicer and more blended surface.
Nice.
That does a lot bigger. So thank you very much, Lucy. You reminded me that I'd got something like that. I'm terrible fad buyer. And I will admit it, I'm a terrible, I really do fad buy, and then I forget that I've got things.
Yeah, it's easily done.
It's easily done. You've got to have an organised craft room to know exactly what you've got, and I've never had an organised craft room, and I'm just getting there. So I'm starting to... Oh, I didn't know I'd got that. Oh.
And it's nice because it gets you playing with more things, getting you your technique kind of portfolio built up as well, which is nice.
Yes, yeah, it certainly does. But when you realise you've got three of one thing, because...
But it shows you like it 3 times as much as anybody else.
That's it, definitely, definitely. I need one of those. I've got one of those. I'll get one of those, and then you forget that you've got it. So what we have done, these magnets and this is so strong.
Oh, I've got one of these on order, yeah.
I got mine yesterday. I didn't order it while late, but look at the colour of that.
Oh,
That's
wow.
absolutely
That looks
stunning.
fabulous.
Just
Beautiful.
bring it down a
And
bit.
such a soft kind of blending. That's beautiful. Good tip there.
But it's not just for just stenciling through. I'll just put the lids on these. And this is why you can see I've never got a good tidy craft room. I just move straight on to the next thing. And I don't believe in putting away. You've always got to get it out again when you put away, haven't you? So we're going to do some embossing. So I don't need the C plate, and I don't need that one.
Lovely.
And we're going to use a little bit of tape just in case for this one. I think we'll use a little bit of tape. And I did get organised somewhere with, don't worry, we won't use a little bit of tape.
So you line that back up to where you had it previously.
Line it back to where I had it previously. And the best way to think is you want the card to push through it.
Okay.
So to push through it, you would, with an embossing tool, you would go from behind.
Yes.
So if you do, make sure that your spongy mat goes from behind.
Right.
That's like using your embossing tool.
Wonderful.
I cannot tell you the number of times that I've forgotten which way to do it, and it always goes the wrong way.
I suppose worst case scenario is you could emboss it first and then lay your stencil on, do it the other way around if you find yourself doing it a lot.
Well, if you've got any brains, you would do that, wouldn't you? But yeah, you would. Sorry.
No, I wasn't saying anything. But
no,
it's just another way.
I would normally. I don't know. You know, it's just completely.
You just go into autopilot.
Just gone straight over my head.
Now, of course, what we're working with. Oh, I say we. I'm just stood here talking. But of course, Karen's working with the garden creatures. So this is part of your one-day special. So you are going to get the stencil and the elements. So the larger creatures that you've got, the ladybird, you've got the snail, as the dies, as the stamps. You've also got these fabulous stencils with the kind of the wood grain effect and that lovely one that Karen's working with at the moment. So if you do want to go for them by themselves, you can do. You will still get that £15 saving, but don't forget you will get that £15 saving anyway if you go for the one-day special. But you will get an additional saving as well, depending on whether you're a Freedom member or not. So yeah, just to let you know, over a quarter of a stock now of the one-day special is gone, and that is a huge saving on 195 elements. My goodness, in there you are getting 95 dies, you're getting 96 stamps, and you are getting those 4 amazing stencils. Now, if you're working on this one, you're going to be, you are a Freedom member. When you break it down, you divide that final total by all of those elements. It works out, how much does it work out? 46 pence per element. So that stencil that you're looking at there, 46 pence. That die with this, the snail on there, that's a big die. 46 pence. The stamp again, that is a big stamp. All of these elements, and they are some incredibly useful elements that you've got in here that you will reuse time and time again. Brilliant value for money. 332847. How are you getting on over there, Karen?
Oh, I found my tape, and you can see I've left a little bit that's coming. So this is your mat for the die.
Okay.
And then this is the snail die. This snail completely fits this stamp. So if you stamped it out, it'll do it automatically for you. Now, there are different ways that you can do it. You can stamp it and put the die on top and completely cut it out. However, I tend to miss.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this out first on a spare piece of paper.
See, I do that as well. Yeah, I tend to put white, cut it out and then stamp it afterwards.
And then stamp it afterwards. Yeah, definitely. So what we'll do is we'll quickly cut that one out.
Lovely.
That's your nice...
Oh, look at that.
There. That's really, really thickly...
That's come on beautifully.
Looking from the back. You'd think that would be an embossing folder, wouldn't you? With the deepness, and that's the thickness of
the quality of that stencil.
The quality of the stencils, the thickness, the mylar of it. Yeah. So I'm going to just take my C plate, bob that one through, and I am cutting this out in. Well, I don't know. I'll put it at an angle because I've got those little bits.
Okay.
If I do it that way, no, let's do it that way. As John you know, John Lockwood says, it's definite what it is. It's absolutely right what he says, and that there are always soft spots on any machine, and any machine can miss. If you have to go through a machine twice with anything, please don't worry. It's not the dye. It's just the way it is. With the gardening one, I was filling a full sheet up, and they're outline dyes, and some of them missed because I was asking the machine to do 30 and 40 points at a time.
Yeah,
there's a lot
points,
to do. Yeah, definitely. Never ever think. The only time that you would need to complain about your dye is if, no matter how many times you've tried it, it might need a little check.
And sometimes I certainly believe that die cutting machines have personalities. Some days they choose to cut, and some days they don't choose to cut as easily, and it's just an additional shim really sometimes, isn't it?
Yep, I had one and I came on to air and it decided it wasn't even going to turn on.
Oh, okay.
And then I went back and they brought me one out and I used that one, and because I'd used that one, the thing decided to switch on for the next hour. Yeah,
sulking.
It was very much sulking, but it got its own, it got its comeuppance because I got this one instead.
Oh, it's nice, nice one, that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got one of those as well.
I decided that yes, no, you're not being tantrum on me. So what I'm going to do for my first stamp is I'm going to pop this into here.
I did wonder why you'd cut it in the centre of your card. I knew there'd be a reason, but
there's a
wasn't sure.
reason, definitely. And I've put some. What have I done with things? Oh, they're here. This is just like being at home, losing everything. It takes me 3 hours to make something because I'm forever going like this. And I'm just going to put my magnets on. And what I am going to do is I'm going to get my stamp into this little hole here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to wiggle it in until it's in.
And they kind of lock in place, don't they?
And it's locked in place there. It's definitely locked in place there. And then the one that I have die cut out, I can fit that back in, and I can get some ink. Shall we go? We'll go brown this time. We'll do a bit of archival.
So ink up your stamp.
Ink up my stamp. And I know that everything's still in place, but I don't have to die cut every single one. I've now got this one to use continuously, and if I don't stamp it right, if I've not put enough ink on, as I haven't done there, I can pop it back in exactly where I'd got it and do it again. That's just me not stamping up properly.
Lovely. And you've got your innie and your outie with the snail as well.
You've got your innie and your outie, definitely. So if you're masking up, you can mask them up. You can put more than one on. And if you're doing it onto a flat piece and you're wanting it in a particular place, can you see how it fits totally? Exactly round there.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect, the die. And that's how it stamps up perfectly. Onto
let's have a little look at that.
Sorry?
Oh, there you go.
And you've got all the little lines in.
Wonderful.
But if you bring let's bring a solid one in. The outer line there, you've got that, and that matches up.
That is fabulous,
that gives you that totally there. Yeah. The other thing that you can do is I do have some that I've already cut out. And what you can do if you're happy to do it that way is put it down onto a flat surface. Totally ink it up.
So this could be onto your craft mat or onto an acrylic block.
Whichever, wherever it's going to be able to stick. And then you can just make sure the eyes go down.
Oh, so just line it on a couple of points.
Line it on a couple of points, and then
that's a good tip.
Press
as well.
down.
And of course it's a big stamp and a big die, so you just take your time, don't be in too much of a rush.
Yep. And then that's done that, and that's stamped that
So it's
up.
the same result, just a different
Same result, just a different way.
technique. Love it, Karen. Thank you so much. Now, of course, Karen's working with some of those elements from the one-day special. It's your complete trio of garden creatures. You've got your garden memories in here, and also your daisies and critters. Now, you're getting loads and loads of elements in here. You've got 95 dies, you've got 96 stamps, and you've got your 4 stencils as well. And rapidly approaching 30% of the stock has gone. It's not surprising because you're getting all of that with incredible saving. Now, I mentioned it's a trio. It's made up of 3 different sections. So let me introduce you to the 3 different sections. I'm just going to pop that down for a moment. So the first one that we've got is a beautiful daisies. Daisies are so pretty. I love the stencils in here. Again, it could be that you're using them as daisies, it could be that you're using them as gerberas. You can use them as fantasy flowers. You can colour them in whatever way you choose, but you are getting the 2 sets of stamps, the 2 sets of dies, and you are also getting your 2 beautiful stencils. Absolutely beautiful, and we've seen how effective those stencils are when they go through a die cutting machine. Because of the quality of the mylar, which is kind of the plastic that they're cut from, it means they are sturdy enough for you to get that deep embossed finish when you are popping them through your die cutting machine. So if you're wanting those by themselves, you can do. You've got a £10 saving, bringing you 2 flexi buys if you wanted to. Now, I'm not spending too much time on explaining the pricing of that one, because we're going to move on to the second segment. Saving for that one, incidentally, will be carried forward, so just bear that in mind. So the second segment is this bundle here, and this is where you've got that lovely large stamp of the snail, and of course the large die cut that's going to allow you to cut it out as well. You've also got little elements there, like your little, excuse me, florals. Little silent sneeze there, I do apologise. Then you've got your little toadstool, the cutest little toadstool that can be. Absolutely gorgeous, and those useful flowers. Now, you're also getting a couple of stencils with this one, so 2 stamp sets, 2 die sets, and 2 stencils as well. That beautiful one that we've just seen being used, and that lovely wood grain effect that you've got. That could actually be like a zebra print, actually. So again, another saving on this one, £15 saving this time, bring it down to £44.95. So we're up to £25 with those savings already. So the biggest bundle that we've got, which is your next segment that we've got, is this wonderful one here. This is where you've got your garden memories, and you have got a whole host of stamps and dies with this one. You've got 66 dies, which you're going to cut out, 66 obviously of your stamps, but you've got 76 stamps in total, which are absolutely incredible. Beautiful detail with these, and it's not just a case of the die is going to cut out the largest area. You can see intricate dies here for the little butterflies, for the little floral accents, for the wellies, for the dragonflies, for all the different pieces that you've got. You can cut these out. So no fussy cutting required, absolutely loads of detail as you can see in there. So if you're wanting these, then you can see you've got a brilliant price on your screen. You're getting a lot of content with those beautiful sketchy details there that lovely Nikki was involved in kind of developing. So yeah, if you fancy these as a set, then the details are there on your screen. Got £20 saving, not a bad saving to be had, and you got your flexi buys on that one. But did you notice, and this is something else I wanted to mention as well, Molly, the price of that last bundle, what was it? £79.92. So if you were thinking about getting hold of that, let's just think about this for a moment. If you were going to go for this, okay, just as it is, there's no additional discount with that one for Freedom membership, okay, but if you look at the pricing on your screens, for an extra £9.92, if you're a Freedom member, you are getting all of this. So you'll be paying for what you're looking at there if you were going down that route with the details at the bottom of your screen. But in addition, from this point across to this point, you are getting for £9.92. How can that actually be a thing? I really don't know, but it is the way that this has panned out, this one-day special. You've got a huge saving, a phenomenal saving, even more so if you're a Freedom member. Freedom members, you are saving £129.99 overall. That includes the savings that you've got on the screen, and it includes those savings from when you are carrying them forward from those individual trios. So you can understand why it is proving to be such a popular bundle. You're getting loads in here. 95 stamps, 96 dies, or was it the other way around? I've forgotten. 95 of one, 96 of the other. And you're getting your 4 stencils as well. So if you're wanting these, the details are there on your screen there, but please be aware, 30% of the stock has gone. This is the launch hour. It's the first time that we've seen this one. Now, we've only got a couple of, well, we've got one more show tonight. We've got 2 shows tomorrow with regards to this one. Oh, no, sorry, is it 1 show tomorrow? It's midday tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. So it's what we call a mini one-day special, only purely because the other hours are kind of other hours that Karen's doing with us. So you've got some additional bits and pieces coming. But with your one-day special, you will still have up until 6 o'clock tomorrow evening to take advantage of it. But the way that it is going, I don't know whether it will be here at that stage. But what I can say is if you're placing your order now, then you will definitely get hold of this. It's all ready to go. All you need to do is place your order at 332847. But the Fuchsia set, this is beautiful. Now, if you can stretch to add in this one into your basket as well, then you are in for a treat. You have got two die sets with this one. You've got your 2 stencils and you've also got your A5 stamp set. And it is a beautiful design. So much detail in here. You've got sentiments featuring with this one. So, of course, those sentiments could be used with your one-day special. And as a Freedom member, you're saving an additional saving on this one as well. So, Freedom membership, there's never been a better time, really, has there, to be a Freedom member? 341130. And incidentally, if you're not a Freedom member already and you want to become a Freedom member to take advantage of those additional savings, you can do it at the same time as placing your order. All you need to do is tell our call operators if you're ordering on the phone, or you can tick the box as you check out. 888 is the item number if you're wanting to know it. Now, something else that is worth looking at, and this is perfect for all your die cutting and building up your different layers, is your gorgeous pearl cardstock. Now, I've got pick and mix, and you're going to choose any 4 packs. Each pack has got 10 sheets in there, giving you 40 sheets overall, and it's 300 GSM. Absolutely beautiful. Now, we've got some new colours with these: the forest green, the navy and the red. Those are all new colours, and these are beautiful. It's one of those items that I'm sure you'll want to hang on to because you'll revisit this time and time again. Beautiful cardstock with the most incredible pearlescent finish as well, and you can see here it's got a really classy look to it. Of course, it's a colour range that you'll probably add to as time goes on, so keep a note of that item number. But for the different colours that you choose, you will get 10 repeats of those. Best way for you to check these out is probably on the website, or speak to the call operators. They will be able to explain the different colours to you. But you can see, absolutely beautiful. And over here, your red, your navy and your forest, those are the latest additions to the range. You're paying just £12.96 for all 4 packs. That's not per pack, that is for all of the packs. So you'll get 40 sheets in your 4 chosen colours for that price on your screen. 025815 if you're wanting to get hold of those. And of course, if you want to add that in alongside your one-day special, you can spread the cost of that cardstock over 3 payments as well. You'll hardly notice it's there. Right, we're going to head back over to Karen. Oh, you're busy folding. What are you up to?
We've got the double folio from Craft Treat. So it's a scrapbook template. The kit contains pre-cut bases. You will get one in the buff coloured, in what we would call craft card, and then you get another in the black. So you can make 2 double folio templates that you can add your photographs to, you can add all your embellishments to, memorabilia, anything that you want, but this will give you the template to do it. One quick word of warning: when you do actually get one, take a drawing.
Oh, Karen.
It says template onto it.
Ooh,
it says template. What does a template mean?
Well, it's templates for drawing around and using, isn't it?
That's it. And you've got an interactive folio with flips, folds, pockets and waterfall. One black, one craft. We've had it on before, but in this packet, you get 3 magnetic sets.
That's clever, isn't it?
Because
that's going to be for all your closures.
6 magnets and 6 little bits to use onto it. So you don't even have to go and source any magnets or anything. It's all here for you. And it looks quite a big jumble bit. This is one that I've just folded, used my bone folder to make sure, my Teflon tool to make sure that everything is all creased. And it's a kit that you will put together. You'll have fun putting it together. But you've also got your, let me turn it right way around. You've got full instructions.
I think that this
is
so clear.
Clear photographs, yeah. I love these kits
Aren't they
because they
brilliant?
give everybody a start in how to make journals.
Shall I show you what they look like when they're all come together? Because obviously it's something that's going to take a little bit of time, but Karen's going to take us through it, so don't worry. But what you've got is you've got your magnetic closure straight away. You can hear that as it closes, it's snapping in place. Those magnets are included. Now, obviously, you're going to choose your papers from your stash that you're going to be using, but you can see how it all folds out. It's kind of pages within pages, tags within pockets, and you've got all the magnets there that, again, are going to hold all these pieces in place. But this is, again, somewhere you could be putting your photographs. It could be that you're putting your recipes, your little tips and techniques for all your different techniques that our lovely guests like Karen bring to us. But you need to be aware you're going to get 2 of these, one in your craft card, one in your black cardstock for $13.99. But it's a popular item. If you want it, the details are on your screen, but over half the stock has gone. This is the kind of deal that I think that you potentially will be going for a couple of these. And you can do, it's not limited to 1 per customer, but what you need to be aware of is once it's gone, it's gone. So if you're thinking to yourself, right, I'm going to get myself a set of those, and then a little bit later on, you'll say to your friend, oh, you never guess what I picked up at the craft store. Have a look at this. And they'll say, oh, I'll have one of those. At that point, it might be too late. So do make sure that you're adding as many into your basket as you can manage to go for, because you could well miss out on these ones, and they make fabulous gifts for people because they come with the instructions. They don't even need to have watched the show. So Karen, we've folded all of our bits.
And there's 2 in each one. So
2 sets of instructions.
There's 1 set of instructions, but there are two templates in.
Oh, I see, yes.
So there's one black and one
yes.
buff. So it does say to decorate it beforehand. I am not going to spend the time decorating it. You've got 2 creases there. You would end up having to spend about 3 hours with me, you know, to decorate.
To be honest, I mean, it's a fabulous way of spending a crafty day, isn't it?
Oh, it's a fantastic way.
We've only got about 12 minutes left, and even Karen can't do it that quickly.
Well, I'm not even going to use proper... I was going to say I'm not going to use proper glue. That's really wrong. I'm going to use a tape pen.
Right, okay.
I wouldn't rely on a tape pen if you are going to do it yourself. You want something that that is acid lignin free and you know is going to be permanent. And just watch me have to eat my words when I'll not be able to take it to pieces and pop it with there. And the only other thing I would suggest is if you have a corner punch.
Okay.
On these have a corner punch. And you can either draw around when you're doing your papers. You can draw around each corner to make sure you can cut it off. But if you've got a corner punch, what I would advise is corner punch these, because it's a different. You can see it's just slightly different. Well, she says if she got that right, and then corner punch that. Oh, I see.
To marry it up perfectly.
And that would marry it up perfectly. So
that's
if you're going to use a corner, do it a bit better than that. You do know I've no glasses, don't you?
One of the most useful things, isn't it? A corner punch.
A corner punch will match it up absolutely exactly. If I was to then, there's one that I've not done with the corner punch, and I've corner punched my my page, and you can see it doesn't match up. So if you're going to use
Have you got another little bit of white card, because you can't quite see the black underneath? Or put it onto your mat. There you go.
Yeah.
That'll show us on the mat.
So this is one that I've cut with the punch and done the page to the punch at the same time.
I see what you mean.
It matches. The one that's already done that I've now thought, oh, I'll save time, I'll use a punch. Yeah. And I'm popping it on there, and that doesn't...
It's not quite right, is it? Yeah, it's not completely balanced. Yeah.
So if you're drawing round it, you're okay. If you're going to use a paper punch, just make sure you punch these as well.
That's
to make
a clever tip.
Makes them look professional.
Yeah,
makes them look good.
Thank you for that, Karen.
So we've got that here, and it says first of all, decorate up. I'm not going to do that. And then we start popping these in.
Okay.
And it'll say, pop your bottom one in, and then you start working your way up to do it. So if we pop a bit of tape, let me bring that piece of white card in. And the only reason I'm using this white card is because the tape may go over the edge, and I don't want to get anything to gunk anything up. So that's folded over. It will tell you that this will need to go to the bottom. So you've decorated it up. Let's put the first bit in and watch that just stick to me, yeah?
Now, I've got kind of the equivalent that Karen's working with. I'm just watching and figuring out the pieces that she's putting in place. So I'm guessing that where Karen's working is she's working in this area here. So that bottom pocket, it would be the one that you've just popped in. And then you're working your way through, adding the others in afterwards, I'm guessing.
And do you know what? What would be better is if I worked onto this one with the black.
That's okay, don't worry.
I
didn't want to say anything at the time.
I am
with
so
our cameras,
sorry.
This is one of the issues with dark cardstock, especially black cardstock. It just gets flattened on the screen.
Flattened. Well, we'll take that away.
Darling, don't worry.
No.
Oh, she's changing it.
This one is gone to there. You would measure where it goes and you pop that one in.
But actually, you've made a really valid point because you've got the two colours. You can mix and match.
Mix and match.
Ooh, now
so
there's
if
a
I
thing.
made this one and then I start stamping, if I do any stamping on white, embossing ink on that, I can make my own pages.
Love it.
Definitely. And that one is going to go to the bottom.
Okie doke.
And then you start building up and you start working up.
It's almost like a waterfall, isn't it?
That's what they actually call it.
Okay.
But it's not a pull waterfall. It's a waterfall that just flips up and down as you flip it. So are we on the overhead here? So what I have got here is I am popping that so it completely matches onto there. And then that goes down. And you keep working your way up. Once you've got all of them, you do 6 of them. So we'll do the 6 and then show you how quickly they can go together. The decorating is the part that you want to spend, that takes a lot of time. Popping that one in, making sure that it just fits up exactly.
Lovely.
And it's matching down.
Wonderful. Just to give you a bit of a time check, Karen, we've got about 7 minutes, so we've got plenty of time, but I will warn you guys at home, we probably don't have as much time with regards to the availability of this one. Rapidly approaching limited stock now, and these are beautiful. The quality of the cardstock that you've got in here and the fact that you've got all of those different bits and pieces. And Carolyn, thank you so much for emailing in. She said it's a fabulous way to spend the day decorating one of these, and the instructions are incredibly clear, make it nice and easy. One of the her favourite crafty things that she's created with these, and you're getting 2 of them for $13.99. And of course you can go for multiples, as I've mentioned, but even more so the urgency if you're going to go for more than one of them, because of course we're saying over half the stock has gone, and once they've gone, sorry, that was earlier on. It's approaching limited stock, that's what I meant to say. So it is limited stock now. Is it limited stock? It's rapid. It won't be long before I have to tell you that. I'm sorry. I do really pay attention, honestly.
So a quick part, you get the magnet, and you get 1 magnet and like a metal.
It's like a little metal disc, isn't it?
It's like a little metal disc, yes. And I've been trying to source these, you know, for extra ones, and I can't source them.
So what they're even called, I suppose, is the thing. What did they do with it? Like, mind you, a metal washer has got a hole in it, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. But a metal washer will be thick, won't it?
That's true.
This is really, really, it's less than a millimetre thin. And that one is going to go on there, but then I know that I'm sticking it with this, but we've only got 10% left. And then you'd pop that onto there. Don't forget, you're going to cover this last one.
Yes, so you won't see that,
so
because
you
the
won't
papers
see
go
that.
over it. Okay.
And Karen's not done anything straight. The beauty of live TV and the fact that her glasses are in her handbag. Didn't think you'd notice.
I love it. Shall I show everybody where that magnet goes, though? Because I've got the little kind of Alice in Wonderland version here. So the strap that Karen has created, she's got the little magnet that she's tucked away inside there. Because it's covered over with paper, though, you can't well, you can't see it, but you can certainly feel it's there. And you also have the corresponding element over there. So when you bring the two together, you will see it snaps shut and it stays shut there. And you can just lift it up. It's not that harsh that it's really difficult to tug at, but you can see there. Now, just to warn you, with these, you're going to get 2 of them, but it's now limited in stock. We knew there'd be a situation when we got to that point. Karen's showing you how these fabulous kind of flip over elements work, but don't worry, we won't manage to show you the rest of it. But the thing is, you're getting full instructions with yours. So each of those 4 panels that you've got, loads of interaction. And I'm guessing if you wanted to, Karen, are they the same? Mind you, I don't know, they're not the same width, are they? Or oh, they must be, because it all folds together. So you could kind of swap them around. You wouldn't necessarily have to put those side by side.
You don't. You put them exactly exactly where you want. That was done as the basics. That's with the Stamperia Alice paper.
Beautiful.
That's one that I had pleasure in doing, but you don't have to do anything that you don't want to. You can put, you've got 3 little pockets. That's one pocket, and then it's a strip and another strip. You have the tags to go with it. The big one will go in the back, and you'll go down and you'll decorate those up. Even got the tags, and you can put them any way that you want. You don't have to start at the bottom. Follow the instructions for the first one, and then you can put your waterfall up the top. You could put, you even get, where is it? There are other corners.
Oh, Karen, I'm oohing because it's got limited stock. I was meant to tell you it'd gone limited stock, but you saw it on your screen anyway. But yeah, it's sold out. Ooh, sorry. Kind of thought that it would do, but thank you to everybody that got involved with those. Karen is going to be back at 8 o'clock. If you like the look of those, you might want to come back and have a little look at 8 o'clock. We won't see these again. They're sold out. As I explained, we've got no extended delivery with those. But it's certainly worth tuning in at 8 o'clock to see more from Karen. But we've been here celebrating the fact that we have got the most incredible one-day special with a huge saving. Now, you've got a penny short of £130 worth of savings with these. So you've got £45 saving that you will get with the kind of the trio. You've got 3 elements, a trio coming together with your one-day special. So when you take those savings, it's a £45 saving. Then you've got the additional saving, which is going to be at least £75. So everybody is saving at least £120 with this one. But if you are a Freedom member, you have got an additional 10% saving, which means you're actually saving an additional £9.99. So overall, you are saving a whopping great £129.99. Wow. The deal is on your screen. You've got 3 flexi buys with this one. Means that delivered to your door, you could be paying just shy of £30 and getting all of this delivered. Now, you'll have a second and third payment that will come out of your account. But bear in mind what we were saying. If you were going for that one trio there, you're paying over £70 for that particular trio. It was less than £8 extra, I think, or less than tenner anyway, to get everything. So it's such an amazing deal, and you have been loving it. And our lovely Karen's going to be back with us at 8 o'clock with more from this one. I'm looking forward to it with Yanis. He's going to love this deal.
Oh, yeah, he likes a bargain.
He loves a bargain.
He loves a bargain. I do too. And when you said it's only £8 more,
something like that. I can't remember. We worked it out earlier on, didn't we, Molly? The price that you're getting for that final part of your trio was 70 something pounds. £9.92 extra and for all of those. Less than a tenner.
So if you like the garden memories,
yeah,
and you pay £10, you've got 2 fantastic gifts. Even if
that's
you don't
a really
like
good
them.
point, yeah. Really good point. That's my kind of shopper. So if you have got your heart set on that one, then like Karen says, you've got all of these that you could split up and give us gifts. Oh, I'm going to take you shopping with me one day, Karen.
That'd be a secret Santa, wouldn't it, for a £5 a piece?
I love it. There you go. So that's what you call crafty shopping, isn't it? Now, do make sure you tune back in at 8 o'clock. Karen's going to be back with Yanis with more from the one-day special. But it has been a popular one. So many of you placing your orders for these. We've had sellouts during the show. I would imagine we'll have a similar scenario at 8 o'clock. So make sure you get nice and early. In fact, why not get your one-day special as soon as we finish the show, and then that way you can sit back and relax knowing that yours will be on its way to you and you've taken advantage of that incredible saving. Now, I'm going to see you after the break. I'm back up with a lovely Mel, and we've got Crafty Devil's Hour. Looking forward to that one. Bargains galore again, so you certainly need to stay tuned for that one. I'll see you at the other side of this. See you.